So I am here today with my drugstore foundation routine. Everything on my face right now is all drugstore. I wanted to show you guys how I do my foundation on just a day-to-day basis. This is usually the makeup I'll wear when I go to work. Not this eye look, of course, but my face is what I'll wear when I go to work. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. And let's get started. So I'm in the middle of filming a different video, my first impressions and review on the NYX Fire palette. And I just went upstairs to finish the rest of my makeup, and I figured, why don't I just do it on camera? So this is my drugstore foundation routine. All the products I'm going to be using right now are all drugstore. This is a routine that works for me. Remember, I have combo oily skin, so let's get started. For primer, I'm going to go in with the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot primer. This is definitely my favorite drugstore primer. Just take some on the back of my hand. I feel that in all categories of makeup, primer is definitely the hardest to find at the drugstore. Maybelline makes a really good one. It's called the Master Prime Blur and Smooth, I think. That one's good. That's more of like a lotion. This one has more of like a slight silicone feel to it. For foundation, I'm going to take my favorite drugstore foundation of all time, Maybelline Matte and Poreless, and I'm going to mix shades 228 and 128. Mostly 228. And whenever I show this pump, people ask questions. This is actually a MAC pump. I always have at least 2 shades of Matte and Poreless on me at all times. This is just such a good foundation, and it lasts a really long time, and it's inexpensive, and I really like it. It's good for coverage too.
Just spread this all over my face.
Alright, then I'm going to go in with another drugstore product. This is the Flower Beauty Sponge. Yes, it's dirty, but forgive me. You can see my face is so much lighter than my body. But that's what foundation is for, right? Nicole always tells me I pounce so hard. I probably should not have been wearing like a pink shirt with this red eye, but it's whatever. If you've never tried Matte and Poreless, I even know people with dry skin who love this foundation. You always gotta make sure you get the neck. Alright. Next, we're gonna go in with the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. This is why I always buy pumps for foundations that don't have pumps, because my biggest fear is like this falling and it being a big mess. This is in the shade Light Medium. I just got this in my most recent haul, so if you haven't seen it, I'll link it up above. You know, I love the powder and I love the concealer in this Better Skin line, but I did not like the foundation. I think that was last summer, 2 summers ago maybe, when it came out. I didn't like it at all. Normally I would color correct, but I don't have any drugstore color correctors, so if we get a little bit of redness peeking through, you know why. I mean, not redness, darkness. To set that concealer, I'm going to go in with the Catrice Nude Illusion Loose Powder. This is a really good drugstore loose powder. I like the NYC one as well, but this is my favorite of the moment.
And this is a Morphe E48 brush.
I'm just putting that powder everywhere I put my concealer. My nose, center of my forehead. Next, for the rest of my face, I'm going to take the Maybelline Better Skin powder in the shade 30 Warm Nude with just any old powder brush. I have this one spot on my face that always rejects pigment, and it's always like a give or take day, like, oh, today it'll take foundation, tomorrow it won't, but it's weird. I love this powder so much. This is a really good drugstore powder if you've never tried it. Next for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the NYX Matte Bronzer in the shade Medium. This is a very pigmented bronzer. You can see I barely tapped it and there's already like kick up. You can see it's like a very buildable bronzer. Alright, blush. I brought two blushes. I have Luminoso from Milani, and my favorite blush ever from the drugstore is Apricot in the Middle by Wet n Wild. Let's use Apricot in the Middle today. Blushes from Wet n Wild are really good. They're also very pigmented, so you have to tap off the excess. In my opinion, something that the drugstore is lacking is definitely like orangey blushes. There's so many pink blushes and so many nude blushes, but there's not that many orangey blushes. What are you doing, drugstore? Highlighter, I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. Who remembers when these first came out the first time and how hard it was for everyone to get them. But like, look at that. It's so pretty. I will say this does emphasize texture though. Trying out a new stippling brush. This is the Urban Decay Finishing Powder Brush 104. The jury's still out. I don't know how I feel about it. Next we're gonna do our brows. I'm gonna use my Maybelline Brow Precise Fiberizer and a little bit of Essence Make Me Brow. Alright, and to set everything, I'm gonna go in with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. Alright guys, I'm going to go finish my rest of my eyes off of camera and my lips, and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, so that was my drugstore foundation routine. I plan on doing a high-end foundation routine too to show you how I do my same things with high-end products. But let me know if you enjoyed this video and what else you'd like to see from me. Remember, use kind, use smart, use important. Have a great day everyone. Bye!